Hello and welcome to Disney Movie Investigations. This is our case file on the Apple Dumpling Gang. And my sincere apologies about the lateness of this video. I did have some personal things going on in my life that caused a little bit of delay, but we are back now, and hopefully you guys continue to follow us on these exciting videos. So like I said, today we are going to look at Walt Disney's The Apple Dumpling Gang, as well as later on we are going to take a look at Walt Disney World's abandoned theme park known as River Country. And just a reminder, if you are liking these videos, I do ask that you please hit the subscribe button, as it does help these videos a lot, as well as it gets these videos more attention to people just like you that I think will enjoy them. So first of all, let's take a look at the Apple Dumpling Gang. So the movie was released on July 24th, 1975, and it was directed by Norman Tucker. And it was written by Don Tate, and the box office return, couldn't find the budget, but the box office return was $36.8 million. So there's not much in terms of production history or how the movie got made. This was about 8 years after Walt had unfortunately passed away, and the Disney company was kind of in a holding pattern where they were just making movies just to see what would gain attention. And so this is one of these movies. But let's take a look at the cast. So first of all, we have Bill Bixby, who plays Russell Donovan. We have Susan Clark, who plays Magnolia. Don Knotts plays Theodore. Tim Conway plays Amos. Slim Pickens plays Frank Stillwell. Clay O'Brien plays Bobby Bradley. Brad Savage plays Clovis Bradley, and Stacey Manning plays Celia Bradley. So now that we know the cast, let's take a look at the plot. So 3 orphan children are forced upon a gambling bachelor, Russell Donovan, in the small town of Quake City, California. And after an earthquake shakes the area, the 3 orphan children end up discovering a large gold nugget worth tens of thousands of dollars. And their newfound wealth, unfortunately, has caused more problems than helped. So they offer the gold nugget to bumbling outlaws, Theodore and Amos. And they basically offer them the gold nugget as long as they can get it out of the bank vault. So just some interesting trivia about this video, or about this movie. The entire movie was filmed actually at the Walt Disney Studios backlot in Burbank, California. And one of the more memorable scenes of the movie is the firehouse ladder scene. To set the stage, Amos and Theodore are trying to steal a ladder in order to gain access into the bank vault to steal the gold nugget. And this is a totally improvised scene that they actually that they did on the day of filming, where they're trying to steal the ladder. Walt Disney had actually, both Don Knotts and Tim Conway tell a story where they were actually given a week to rehearse this scene and kind of figure out what they were going to do. But knowing that they're both great comedic improvisers, they actually spent the week just sitting and shooting the breeze and just chatting. And they knew they were going to do it on the day of, so that there was no point in kind of discussing anything that they were going to do. And it's one of the more memorable scenes of the movie. And then the last little bit of trivia is that this film was one of the first Disney movies to actually be released on home video. So in terms of the movie, it's a great family film. I think it has some great comedy, especially with Don Knotts and Tim Conway. This was actually the first movie that they paired up together as a comedy duo. They would go on to do many, many other movies as a comedy duo. And Don Knotts is absolutely hilarious. This was one of his first movies, actually. He had mostly been a stage actor at this point. So the story is very engaging. It's very simple. And it's just one of those great family movies that everyone can enjoy. And the comedy, again, it still holds up to this day. In terms of the legacy, the film actually inspired 2 TV shows. One was called Tales of the Apple Dumpling Gang, which was released in 1982 and was a TV movie remake. And then they did actually, they tried to do a television show called Gun Shy, which was a series that lasted only 6 episodes, and that was kind of to try and reboot the franchise. The film did lead to a sequel, one of the first Disney sequels ever in terms of theatrical release, called The Apple Dumpling Gang Rides Again. And this one, that movie we're going to actually do on a separate video in the upcoming video series. So I don't want to talk too much about that one, but it is definitely a comedy sequel that still holds up. So that's, like I said, that's pretty much it for the Apple Dumpling Gang. But I thought I'd pair this one with a Western type water park called River Country that was in Walt Disney World for the longest time. So River Country was the first water park at Walt Disney World, and it opened 2 years actually after opening day of Walt Disney World. And it was located along Bay Lake and Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground. And this park was designed to be an old-fashioned swimming hole. So it was designed with a Western motif and kind of after a Huckleberry Finn type theme. And the exact date, that it opened was June 20th, 1976. And it was originally going to be called Pop's Willow Grove after the characters in Huckleberry Finn. But then they changed it to River Country to be more generic. And the park was featured in a 1977 Musketeer at Walt Disney World special, where the Musketeers actually filmed going down the water slides and through the park and sang a song appropriately titled River Country. So the park is a rustic wilderness theme complete with rocks and man-made boulders. And the park features a sandy bottom and a water filtering system adjacent to Bay Lake, which was dammed off. So this was like right on Bay Lake, and the dam would separate the water park from the actual Bay Lake. And this created a natural lagoon-like effect, especially with the sandy bottom water, the edge of the lagoon. So in terms of the attractions, they had several kind of different water slides as well as different water park areas. So Upstream Plunge, which was a lung-shaped clean water pool, and this featured the Slippery Slide Falls, which were 2 water slides that emptied into the Upstream Plunge. Kiddie Cove, which was a kids' swimming area. Barrel Bridge, which was a bumpy bridge with barrels underneath. This eventually got moved or recreated in Tom Sawyer's Island in Disney World. It's the same thing. Whitewater Rapids, which was a 330-foot long inner tube river. Bay Cove, which was a sandy bottom lake, which we talked about earlier, with a tire swing, T-bar drop, and rope climb. The Hoop and Holler Hollow, 2 water slides that emptied into Bay Cove. And then Indian Springs, which was a splash zone for little toddlers and kids under 3. They had a Cypress Point nature trail where guests could go for a walk along the Bay Lake shoreline. They had pony rides, as well as they had the Mercury Water Mouse rental. I couldn't find any pictures of what this was. I assume it's like paddle boats, to my understanding, that you could rent for the day. So this was a very, very popular water park and attraction for Walt Disney World. This was close to capacity almost every day. It was definitely full. You had to get there like really early in order to get in. Unfortunately, I myself have never been to River Country. It closed before I ever went to Walt Disney World. But from people that I've talked to, cast members, it was very popular and it was a great fun time. So why did it close? The reason that it closed was in 1989, Disney opened Typhoon Lagoon, and Typhoon Lagoon was bigger. It had more slides and was updated to have increased guest capacity. And then in 1995, Disney opened a third water park called Blizzard Beach, which was also bigger than River Country and had more slides. And then, so River Country closed in 2001, saying it would reopen if there was enough guest demand. That never happened, unfortunately. So in 2005, Disney officially closed it permanently. And then, unfortunately, for the next 17 years, it just sat there abandoned, being grown over by nature and rotting. There's several pictures from that I'll show here that guests would climb over the fence to get pictures of it, and it basically looks like a war zone in terms of like it's been abandoned. There's no one there. They've done no upkeep for it. And it was always kind of that hidden thing of Disney's abandoned water park. So they kind of just left it there. However, in 2018, Disney did confirm that they were going to use the land to build a new hotel. And it was announced in 2019 as Reflections, a Disney Lakeside Lodge. And that was all set to go to open in 2022. But unfortunately, what happened was COVID happened and all Disney projects, major projects, were halted. So right now it's still scheduled to open in 2022, but we're not sure because, again, with COVID, we're not 100% sure which projects are going to go forward, especially with Disney losing so much money because the parks are open to limited capacity, or in the case of Disneyland, not open at all. So yeah, I'm hoping this goes through because I think a Riverside Lodge would be really cool, especially getting the gorgeous views of Bay Lake. So yeah. So thank you so much for joining on this video. That's going to do it for our River Country / the Apple Dumpling Gang. If you do have any memories of River Country or memories of the Apple Dumpling Gang, I'd ask for you to leave a comment and just share. It'd be interesting because, especially for those of you that had been to River Country, it'd be interesting to see your perspective. And so next week we are going to look at our January bonus poll, which will be picked by you, the viewers, and that was Spirited Away. So not only are we going to look at Spirited Away, but we're also going to look at the relationship between Studio Ghibli and Disney. So thank you so much for watching. And again, I'd ask if you like these videos, please hit the subscribe button because it does mean a lot to me, as well as it gets more people watching these videos. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a great day.